to share the beautiful Chinese traditions and heritage of this joyous holiday. Please join them in welcoming Oswald the Lucky Rabbit as we celebrate the Year of the Rabbit. The blooming flower is a comforting symbol for Mulan, as her father taught her that she would blossom beautifully in her own time. The spirited dragon dance is one of Mulan's favorite traditions. She learned from her ancestors that the wise and powerful dragon dances across the sky to scare away bad luck and bring good fortune in the new year. When Mulan was a little girl, her mother taught her that tradition. Ribbon dance was performed for royalty as an expression of gratitude and honor. Mulan loves the swirling colors of the ribbons. Mulan learned to respect the strength and discipline of the martial arts from her father. This centuries-old art celebrates rich heritage, bravery, and fun. Mulan and friends are honored to share the beautiful Chinese traditions and heritage of this joyous holiday.
Well, guys, I have just gotten too excited and I have decided to make this one right here. This is going to be the Harmony pattern, and it's in the Easy Does It 3-yard quilts book. The first thing I'm going to do is grab my fabric number 1, and I'm going to put it with some stabilizer. This is lightweight fusible. I think this is Pellon F911. I think that's what this is. It's the lightweight fusible by Pellon, and I'm going to fuse it to the back of my number 1 fabric just because I'm using silk, or yeah, like a sateen silk kind of finish. This will be my first time doing this with a 3-yard quilt, and I'm very excited to see what kind of results we get. We are going for a Lunar New Year theme, and I think this color story definitely brings it all in, along with this design. So let's get started. With this design, I'm really concerned that I don't get this mixed up because it has the fabric 1 as this red. I'm actually going to use the fabric 3 as the gold, not the black. And I want to be sure that I do not get confused on that, because I could see how I would just be a mess with this. So we are going to just be very, very careful the way that this looks, and me using Kona Black as one of the colors. We're going to really be mindful of that. Let's get started fusing this fusible to the back of this satin. It should be super easy. I'm just going to put it on medium heat and unfold this fabric, take it over to my ironing board, and then I'm going to lay this, because it doesn't come, it comes in widths of, I want to say 20 inches, about that, maybe 20 and a half. So I'm going to open this up, lay it on the wrong side of the fabric, iron it down, and then do the same thing as we go down. Simple, easy, let's get to it. So I bought 3 yards of this fusible, and it looks like I have about a half of a yard left. So it'll take, because of the way that this is made, and it's only yay wide as opposed to how you do yardage, you need about 2.5 yards of this. And this was super inexpensive. I bought this at my fabric store for like $3 a yard. So these are all the pieces cut out. They are these squares here, these rectangles. We've got some different strip sets, and then a ton of these, which are going to be our snowballs. I think I cut everything out in the right color order, so now it's just time to start putting them together. The first thing I'm going to work with are these squares here, and I'm going to draw a line diagonally from corner to corner. So I have drawn diagonal lines from corner to corner. Then I'm going to take one of these squares here that is lined, and I am going to push it up against this corner, just like this, until it all lines up. Then I'm going to sew from this corner to this corner right on that line. I'm probably going to sew a little bit, just a smidge over to the right, so that when I fold it back, it all lines up. I'm going to do that for all 4 corners. These are called snowballs. So then I'm going to take this one, and then we're going to turn it this way. You want to be sure the line that you've drawn, see how it's making that block? And I'm using just regular Kona black for this that has no print, so it doesn't matter, but you really want to be sure that these are right sides together, but I don't have a right side because I'm using a solid. So I'm going to sew all 4 of these at the sewing machine. Let's do it. Sewing from tip to tip on all 4 corners. The next thing we're going to do is scary but necessary. I like this particular ruler because it's got that frosted edge right here to show where the 1/4 inch is. I'm going to put that right on the line, edge to edge. I'm going to take my rotary trimmer and I'm going to cut it. That's getting rid of this bulk that is behind here, because then we are going to press this way. Ooh, that's so pretty already. I can see where we're going. So this is scrap. We are going to do this, and we're going to put it edge to edge. There we go. And we're just going to take this off. You could eyeball it, but I wouldn't suggest it. I think I need a new rotary blade in here. It's not cutting so clean. It might be time to switch it out. I mean, I've only done, what, 4 or 5 quilts this year. Probably need to get rid of it. And yes, this does have that fusible on the back. If you were not using this fusible on the back, it would be slipping and sliding all over your sewing machine. It would probably take a different technique, but I feel good with it, with the fusible on the back. That's that interfacing. When you're using this sateen, this satin fabric, it's a slippery one, but it looks like it's coming out really well. So that's that. It only took a few seconds. And then I think I'm going to press this open instead of pressing it towards the black. I could just press it towards the black like this. There's nothing that actually lines up. Maybe I will. Let's see. I think I'm just going to press mine back. It seems to be behaving okay. I'm just pulling it back and grabbing my iron and giving it a press. My iron is actually on medium heat since I'm working on this satin fabric with this fusible behind it. And it seems to like the medium heat just fine. Boy, this is beautiful. I'm loving the way this is coming out. I hope that it looks stunning with this very electric gold that I have. And there we have our block. The next step is to square up our block. It looks pretty good though. I might not need to square it up too much. I guess I can square up just a tad. I can see where, I mean, it's so close. I feel very good about what I have done. I've got a little notch over here. Oh, no, it's going to work out, I think. All right, I'm going to square this up, and then we're going to keep doing that for 12 blocks. Oh my goodness. Oh, the snowballs that I'm going to have to do. First, I'm going to just draw lines while watching TV, and then when I sew it, we'll be cooking with gas, press them all back, square them up, and I'll be back for the next step. So we've just got this one last one here. And we're just gonna, and yes, I should have used black thread. There is no reason, except for sheer just wasn't paying attention. So now you can see this thread clearly, but hopefully I won't have any of that thread peeking out. Hopefully, we shall see. And then I'm going to press these back, but the next block is going to be super duper simple. Okay, now to the easy part. I am going to take one of these strips. Make sure you're looking at your strips. They are two different sizes. They're very similar. You want the larger of the two. And you're going to take one of these and you are going to sew down, right sides together, down the long side, trim it even, and then do the same thing on the other side. Let's do that together. We are finished with this block. So we sewed the things, the side panels on, we cut them, and then we just pressed them going this direction, going toward the black. And now all we do is we grab a row, grab another row, and we're gonna make 4 rows of 6 rows of 4. So you just alternate every other one. And we're going to start with this block and just work our way until we have completed 6 rows. Then we are going to grab our black fabric and do a whole border around it. Then we're going to grab our gold fabric and do another border, and we will stick a fork in this. This will be done. So after sewing my first one together, I just want to remind you guys, when you're doing blocks like this, if you press every row toward like the first one, so every row that I do will be pressed toward this block. So the next row that I do is going to be a gold, red, gold, red. I'm still going to press every row toward that block where they join. So right here is where these two join. Right here is where these two join. And you see they're all going toward that. So that way I have nesting seams when it comes time to join all my rows together. Just a quick tip. I have sewn 2 rows. They are not sewn together. And so you've got your red, gold, then you've got your gold, red, gold, red. Now I am going to figure out where they meet. There we go. And then I'm going to nest these seams. And I'm going to pin it just so that it's nice and clean. Just so that it's nice and clean. finishing up the last row. I just sewn it on, but I wanted to show you guys what this looks like right here. Can you guys see all that little fuzz? If this were not stabilized, I think I would be having some serious trouble with satin and all of those little flyaways. But luckily it's stabilized. It's working like a dream. I can't wait to finish this. I'm prepping the first border strips to go around. I'm going to cut off the selvage. When you do this, be sure to shorten your stitch length. If you sew on like a 2.5 usually, try to shorten it to a 2.0 just to give this So this is what it looks like with just the black borders put on. It is absolutely stunning. I'm going to go on ahead and put the gold ones on the same exact way, and we will move on from this guy.